What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Tonight, we're going to be talking about Jameson Taillon, Kyle Hendricks, Kris Bryant, Brad Hand, Marcell Ozuna, Jackie Bradley Jr., Eddie Rosario. Let's get to it. And what is going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Happy Sunday. Hope you're all doing good. Hope you all had a good weekend. 117 people in the chat. I'm going to be honest. When I was thinking earlier about doing a stream tonight, I completely forgot that there was football on tonight. And I was thinking, oh man, this could be a little, maybe, a little quiet in the stream tonight. Maybe a little slow. People are watching some football. But you guys are insane. Already 127 people in here. I mean, that's awesome to see. I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. That just shows you guys are just getting more and more pumped for the 2021 season. I'm getting more and more excited each day, especially now that we're starting to see more free agents start to sign, more trades happening. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We got Jameson Taillon going to the Yankees. We got Brad Hand, who just signed with the Nationals in the last couple of hours. We're going to talk Kris Bryant and Kyle Hendricks. Could they be on the move to Toronto? Marcell Ozuna, his name is popping up here and there. You got Jackie Bradley Jr.'s name out there. Eddie Rosario is out there. We got a bit to talk about tonight. So 135 people in the chat. Last night was an awesome night for the channel. We hit 5,000 subscribers. That's still, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, yes, that's not like, a whole lot compared to, we got something happening already with the super chats.
Should Ricketts sell the Cubs? I want him gone.
Should Ricketts sell the Cubs? I don't know. I think the next couple of years, man, give it a couple of years, because I really think the Cubs, the core guys that they had, they weren't really getting really much done. They were getting knocked out of the playoffs every single year. I think it was, in a way, good for the Cubs to, you could have made the argument, too, that they could have, keep adding to the major league team, but that farm system, I think, could use some more depth in it. I think it's kind of good in a way what they're doing. I know as a Cubs fan, it's not the best feeling, but hey, as a Red Sox fan, we've had a pretty bummer of a, past couple of years too. So I think a couple of years, see what kind of happens in the next couple of years. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. But where was I? But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, 5,000 subscribers, it's not, nowhere close to someone like a Fuzzy or a Giraffe Neck Mark or even like a Foolish Baseball. But, at 5,000 people, I didn't even think the first year I would even get to 1,000 subscribers. Like, I'm still learning about this stuff every single day. So the fact that 5,000 of you are subscribed to this channel, that I really do appreciate that a lot. So thank you all for joining us on this journey. So, but our new goal, can we get to 6,000 subscribers by opening day? I think that's a pretty tall task. I was originally thinking 5,000 by opening day, but you guys have been crazy. You guys have been awesome. You got us to 5,000 before pitchers and catchers even reported. So that's insane. Thank you so much again for that. But let's see if we can get to 6K. Can we get to 6K by opening day? Let's do it. Hit that like button for me. We got to 50 likes before the stream even started. We're at 77 likes already. You guys are awesome, man. Let's get us to 100 likes before we really even start diving into the stories. And then go follow me on Twitter as well. I've been using that Twitter machine a lot lately. I've been having some fun with Twitter. So go find me on there. Go find me on Twitter if you want to talk some baseball throughout the day. So, everyone, let's start getting to the news here. Here we go. Let's get set up here. Oh, David Knight, I'm seeing a super chat. Oh, awesome. David Knight, $10 super chat. Why didn't it pop up on the screen? Oh, man. It must have been when I was on that screen. Oh, man. Let me see if I can go get that to pop up. Hold on a second. I was looking at this, the Streamlabs website. Let me see if I can get it to pop up here. Oh, man, because I was on that subscriber screen real quick, so I think that's why it didn't pop up. It's not popping up here. I think I can get it to go. It just needs to come through on my account. As soon as it pops up on my account, David, I'll replay that. But thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Thank you. You helped us get to 5K, my friend. You're always here, David Knight. So thank you so much. Brad Hand coming to Washington. Good day for Nats fans. I like the move. And thank you, David Knight. That is a perfect segue. Let's get to our first story of the night. Let's talk some Brad Hand. Not the biggest story of the day, but it is the most recent. The Nationals, they have brought in left-hander Brad Hand. And ultimately, I think this is a really solid move. I like this move for the Nationals. They needed another arm for that bullpen. That bullpen was not very good last year, ranked very low in the major leagues last year. The Nationals just weren't a very good team last year, and the bullpen was definitely not a saving grace for the Nationals. So let's share the screen. Let's give credit where it's due. So as you can see here, Nationals to sign Brad Hand. This was according to Jeff Passan. The Nationals are in agreement on a one-year contract with reliever Brad Hand that guarantees him $10.5 million, which I find really funny in a way. I understand. I do understand it, but this guy was put on outright waivers by the Indians, and no one if you get put on outright waivers, that basically means you can take that player. You don't have to make a trade. You can simply just claim that player and you just add him to your 40-man roster. That is literally all you have to do, and no one put a claim on him. And now, Brad Hand, he ended up getting a $1 million buyout from the Indians, so he made $1 million there. And then he gets $500,000 more than what he was supposed to earn. So this guy just made $1.5 million. Good for Brad Hand, man. That's not bad if you ask me. He basically made $1.5 million to go to a new team. I just think it's funny that the Nationals, again, I understand it though. They didn't put a claim on him before. Maybe they were still trying to map out their offseason. They were still trying to look at other options out there. That was pretty early on in the offseason, so a lot of teams probably just didn't really know. They didn't really know what his market was going to be. So I can understand teams not picking him up. It's just kind of funny that he ended up making more money than what he was supposed to be making this year. So, hey, good for Brad Hand, but I like this move. If you go take a look at Brad Hand, let's take a look at the stats. We're going to look at some normal stats. We're going to look at some of the advanced stats with Brad Hand. There are some concerns with Brad Hand when it comes to the advanced stuff, but let's take a look at the standard stats on Baseball Reference. As you can see here, a 2.05 ERA led the major leagues in saves last year. Pretty solid guy out of the ball. One of the better relievers last year. Ran into the Yankees, got knocked around a little bit in the playoffs there in that wild card round. But overall, he had himself a good year. He was good in 2019 as well. A 2.80 FIP, 3.30 ERA. Good amount of strikeouts, 13 strikeouts per 9. Kept the walks under 3. So Brad Hand, he has been one of the more steady guys out of the bullpen in recent years. I mean, if you go back, really, he's had a good year pretty much going back. His worst year in 2015. That was his, if you don't count 2012, but 2015, that was by far his worst year. He threw a lot of innings that year. 93 innings. Jesus. But he has been as steady as they come. He's been really solid. 34 saves right there. That was a career high in 2019. However, there is a bit of concern with Brad Hand. Brad Hand, if you look at the velocity, we'll get to the velocity here in a second, but if you take a look at the rankings when it comes to the more advanced stuff, the exit velocity, he still ranks decently in the top half of the league. Hard hit percentage, he ranks in the top quarter of the league. X-WOBA is still really good. X-ERA, X-batting average, X-slugging ranks really well. Still gets a lot of strikeouts, doesn't walk a lot of guys. However, the problem with Brad Hand is the barrel percentage. While yes, the hard hit percentage he does rank well in hard hit percentage. He tends to give up a lot of barrels, and when you start to give up more barrels, that's more likely you're going to start giving up some tater tots into the seats. So more barrels on the ball, more often, more likely you're going to start giving up some, gappers, some home runs, stuff like that. So that is a little concerning with a Brad Hand. And if you take a look at the velocity, he ranked in the bottom half. And if you've taken a look at the velocity over the last couple of years, so if we go right here, in 2018, he had about 93.5 mile per hour average on his fastball. That dipped about 1 mile per hour into 2019, and then it dipped again in 2020. So the velocity is going down, and I'm sure he knows that. 30 years old. This guy, I think, still has a lot to offer, I think he's just going to have to... Well, if you can already see here, he's already starting to use more of his off-speed stuff. Now, I want to go back. Did he use a lot more fastballs? If we take a look here, fastballs over the years, does it tell me his pitches that he throws? So let's see. So fastball, we're going to take a look here. Has he always been more of an off-speed kind of a guy? So four-seamer he threw. Okay, so yeah, he threw his slider a lot more often. Okay, so... in 2017. Okay, so he's always thrown his slider the most. All right. Okay, that's nothing different. So same trend this year, threw more sliders. I'm kind of wondering if he's going to have to start maybe even throwing that fastball a little bit less. Maybe starting to mix in more of that sinker, maybe even like a two-seamer on that fastball, something like that. Maybe start throwing a couple more curveballs, maybe add a changeup of some sort. I'm wondering if Brad Hand is going to have to do something like that because the velocity is going down. Is there maybe something going on health-wise? I mean, he's still throwing pretty good. I mean, how many of us can throw 91 miles an hour? It's pretty good. But you do wonder, is there something physically going on? I mean, overall, he did pretty good last year, so I would imagine he's still healthy. But, kind of wondering if he is going to have to play around with some things with how often he throws that fastball, maybe start incorporating more of a two-seamer, something like that. What do I know? I'm not an expert by any means. But Brad Hand, overall, I think this is a good signing. If you go take a look at the Nationals from last year, if we go take a look at the relievers last year, they did not rank very well. Actually, let me show you real quick before I start looking at their depth chart. If we take a look at the relievers, the Nationals last year, where are they? They ranked 23rd last year. 23rd. Not very good with that bullpen. So let's go take a look at this bullpen with the Nationals. So they did have Daniel Hudson that they signed. They brought in Will Harris as well. They brought in Daniel Hudson for the 2019 run and ended up being a big piece for them. But then he really kind of started to struggle this past year. He had 20 innings this year, so he was one of the more used relievers last year for the Nationals. But look at the ERA, look at the FIP, look at the XFIP. This guy did not do very good. The one saving grace for him was the strikeouts, a decent amount of strikeouts. But look at the walks. Almost 5 walks per 9. He's going to have to do something about that. If we go take a look at the 2019 stats with Daniel Hudson, taking a look, Daniel Hudson, he was really good in 2019 between the Nationals and where did he come? What team did he get traded from? Was it the Blue Jays? Someone tell me in the chat. Where did Daniel Hudson come from? Was it the Tigers? Help me out here. I'm going blank. Okay. I was about to say it was the Blue Jays. That's right. So, looking at how he did that year, I mean, really good. Really good. 73 innings pitched, 2.47 ERA, 3.97 FIP. Did give up some more fly balls. XFIP was pretty high there. Every time you have a high XFIP, that means you're giving up more fly balls. So usually on average, the more fly balls that you give up, on average, I think around like every 12 fly balls that you give up, that ends up, you get at least one home run out of those. So on average, according to the major league average. So the XFIP was pretty high. And it's funny, actually, his strikeouts jumped up a lot. So I'm kind of wondering if he actually struggled this year. Maybe he was trying a new approach. If you've noticed that this year among the league, in the league, there are some guys that have really upped the strikeouts a lot more. And the walks also jumped up a little bit too. So teams right now, they're trying to get these pitchers to kind of, oh, we got a super chat coming in.
When you get to the Jays rumors, I have a trade that could work, or maybe get your thoughts.
All righty. So, yes, Easton Thompson, I'll remember to come back to you. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate that super chat from you, my friend. Yes, we'll be talking some Jays here in a second. We're going to talk Kris Bryant, Kyle Hendricks, and I'll be on the lookout for you in the chat. So stick around. I'll make sure to look for you. So, what is going on here? Here we go. Where was I? Let me turn that volume down just a little bit. Here we go. I have no idea where the heck I was. So Daniel Hudson, yeah, it looked like maybe he did something a little different. I mean, the strikeouts went up, but the walks went up. He started giving up more hits. Daniel Hudson, look for him to maybe have a bit of a rebound. What was the BABIP at? I mean, he had actually a pretty good BABIP. He had a pretty good BABIP last year. Not very high. 205. So, because the balls in play, the batting average on balls in play wasn't very high. So, I mean, he gave up a lot more home runs. So, yeah, he gave up a lot of home runs. That was a career high in home runs for him. So, I would expect, he's got a full off season now to kind of work on whatever was going on. It looked like to me it wasn't any sort of like a health thing going on. Probably sort of like throwing different pitches in different counts and stuff like that. Trying out different things, something like that. So I think Daniel Hudson, look for him to kind of stabilize going into 2021. If you go take a look at what else they have in that bullpen, you got Daniel Hudson, Will Harris, a great setup man over the years. Wander Suero, I think, actually had a pretty good year last year. Suero had a pretty good year last year as well. So let me actually go back here. Let me go take a look. So yeah, Suero was actually the best reliever out of that bullpen last year, according to wins above replacement on Fangraphs, 0.5. Kyle Finnegan, 0.3. I mean, you got Rainey out there too. I mean, you got some decent arms in that bullpen still. So adding a Brad Hand, I think it's just going to stabilize that bullpen for the Nationals. Look at the Nationals this year. They're making some moves, and the Nationals, they're sneaky right now. They're doing some stuff. They brought in Kyle Schwarber. They've brought in Brad Hand now. Josh Bell. I forgot they traded for Josh Bell. They got some stuff going on here. Carter Kieboom. I think Carter Kieboom, he's been getting a lot of flack lately. I think Carter Kieboom, look for him with a regular spring training this year. He's had a whole off season to kind of work on some stuff. They're going to come into a fresh spring training. They're not going to have any of that COVID stuff going on, I would imagine. But I mean, look for Carter Kieboom this year. I think he's going to have himself a pretty good year. I mean, they got some stuff going on here. I think this is going to be a decent team. Steven Strasburg, he's coming back. I mean, hopefully he stays healthy. Max Scherzer, I love Max Scherzer, one of my favorite players in today's game. Patrick Corbin, look for him. Actually, how did Patrick Corbin do last year? Patrick Corbin, taking a look at Patrick Corbin. I feel like he didn't do that good last year. Patrick Corbin, did he get hurt? No, he did. He did okay. He wasn't great. 4.17 FIP, so that's around league average. So I look for maybe Patrick Corbin to have do a little better here. I think Patrick Corbin's better than this, but Scherzer you can still count on. They're not going to get I don't think Anibal Sanchez is going to go back. He's throwing for teams recently, so Sanchez, he's probably not going back. So I think the Nationals, I think they could be a pretty decent team. That National League East is looking pretty good. Mets are looking pretty good right now. I think the Phillies, they're going to still stick around somehow, some way. Braves, obviously, are going to be good. So that National League East, I think, could be pretty good. So everyone, what do you think? Let me know in the chat. Oh, John Lester, Orioles. Thank you so. Yes, they added John Lester. I keep forgetting about John Lester. So, But yes, Orioles, thank you so much. Yes, John Lester now. Is he on the depth chart yet? Come on. They got to update this depth chart. I'm a visual guy. I need to like see it. I got a potato for a brain. I can't remember all this stuff all the time. So I should remember John Lester, though. I love John Lester. But tell me what you think in the chat. Do you like this move for the Nationals bringing in Brad Hand? I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Tell me what you think in the chat. Definitely intrigued. I know David Knight likes it. So here we go. Let me come back to you all. Alrighty. Let me see David Knight if I can. David Knight, I don't know why this super chat is not coming through. Is there a way for me to replay it? I don't know why. Let me see if I can do it this way. No, can't do it that. I don't know why. David Knight, I'm so sorry, man. I wish that would have popped up. So sorry, my friend. But again, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Really appreciate that. Let me get this music turned off. There we go. Alrighty. So I'm seeing a lot of thumbs ups here. A lot of thumbs ups. BZ Baseball, he's in the middle. Wow, we're up to almost 200 people. I can't believe that. That's crazy because football's on tonight. How is football going? What's going on with that game right now? Tom Brady. That's been my quarterback for the last 20 years. Tom Brady heading back to the Super Bowl. I mean, the Bills are hanging tough. Down by 9 right now. I'd love to see the Bills back in the Super Bowl, man. They were in the Super Bowl in the early 90s. And, God, what did they go to 3 straight Super Bowls? They had that heartbreaker of the game-winning kick that could have won a Super Bowl, right? I think I have history right there. But, yeah, they'll still got a lot of time left in this game. The Chiefs got off to a really hot start. So I have to pay attention to that. Who's going to play the Bucs and Tom Brady in the Super Bowl? I'd love to see the Bills, honestly. Give me some Bills. I think the Chiefs are going to end up winning that, though. But let's move on here. Here we go. So our next story, this is a baseball channel, not a football channel. So probably the biggest story of, not even probably, the biggest story of the day, Jameson Taillon going to the Yankees. So I started off with Brad Hand because that was the breaking news. But Jameson Taillon, this is the big news of the day. The Yankees getting a pretty good picture in a Jameson Taillon. A lot of people not really thinking of a Jameson Taillon coming into this offseason. You were probably thinking the Yankees might have even gone for a Joe Musgrove instead of a Jameson Taillon, like a Kyle Hendricks, something like that. Someone that is more projectable to be a number 2 kind of a guy. Where, Jameson Taillon, he doesn't really jump off the screen at you. He's still coming back from Tommy John. So, and reports actually are, let me actually get this article up. Let's give credit where it's due. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. So, Jameson Taillon going to the Yankees. It is official. It was officially announced at 12:49 today. So, the deal is the Yankees, again, getting Jameson Taillon. And back to the Pirates. This, to me, was a much better trade for the Pirates than the one that they did for Joe Musgrove. I know a lot of people will disagree with me on this. But I think the Pirates got completely fleeced for Joe Musgrove. And I've actually been seeing a couple of people saying, Jameson Taillon has some more upside. And man, I don't know if I'm as biased towards Joe Musgrove. I do like Taillon. He's put up some good numbers. But man, I don't know. I digress. I'll get to that here in a second. But as you can see here, obviously, good trade here. Yankees getting more depth for that rotation. Jameson Taillon, he's going to bring it, man. This is a guy where, again, he is coming back from Tommy John, 29 years old. He's going to be a free agent at the same time as Joe Musgrove. So, again, that's 2 years of control. So 2021, 2022. So he'll be a free agent after that. So 2 years of control for him. But as you can see here, hasn't pitched since 2019. Only made 7 starts that year. Got the Tommy John. I think he should be good to go. For this season. I think for the start of the season, I would imagine. But again, 2018 had himself a good year. Good year, 3.20 ERA. The FIP was really good too, 3.46. Had the 8 strikeouts per 9. I think Taillon's solid. I mean, he had, again, almost hit 200 innings in 2018. That's the highest he's done, but he's only been in the league for 4 years. I think he first came up, if he's 29 now, so he came up in 2016. So he was, 24, 25 when he first came up? So he hasn't really been in the league too long. But again, this is a guy where he got drafted second in the 2010 MLB draft. So, a lot of good potential with the Jameson Taillon. I like the move. I do like the move a lot. Let me actually go here. Let's see. Taillon. I'm sure the popularity is through the roof on his search. Yep, up 318%. So, yeah, Jameson Taillon, he's getting searched quite a lot. What you're going to get with the Jameson Taillon, you're going to get a guy that throws hard. He ranks very high in fastball velocity in the top quarter of the league. Good spin rate on the fastball, good spin rate on the curveball. These were from 2019. He's going to give you a slider. I think he's going to have to calm down with that slider a little bit, especially after Tommy John. I think he's going to have to do something with that repertoire a little bit. You can still throw the slider, but that's a lot of torque on the elbow. I'm thinking he's probably going to have to start throwing that fastball a little more, maybe start incorporating the sinker a little more. I think he's going to have to start incorporating these other pitches more than that slider. I think you're going to see a dip in that slider just because of the Tommy John. I don't know, unless if they think that he can stay healthy throwing it. We'll have to wait and see, but I would imagine he's going to throw that slider maybe a little less. But now, so an interesting report today was that the Yankees were actually trying for both Joe Musgrove and Jameson Taillon. But according to reports, it was the Padres felt that they could get more for each player for different teams. So if you remember that trade with Joe Musgrove, they got destroyed on that trade. A lot of people will be like, what, huh? How do they get destroyed? They got a good package of prospects. Because a lot of people really jumped at that trade thinking, oh, these are Padres prospects. These are really good guys. Well, the problem with that was that those after the Padres, the top part of their farm system is still very strong. But then you start getting to the back half, if you look at their top 30, if you start getting to numbers 10 to 30, there's a lot of upside guys there, very far away, very young. You don't really know what they're going to turn into. So that was the one problem. They got Hudson Head in that Joe Musgrove trade, and I think he's good, but he's still very far away. So they got Hudson Head. He was like the number 7 in that Padres farm system. The problem with that, while that might sound nice that he was the number 7 in that Padres system, if you put Hudson Head in the Yankee system right now, Hudson Head would be like probably anywhere from like 15 to 20 in that system. That's kind of like how far away he is, and that's kind of, you don't really know what you're getting with a Hudson Head. So the problem with the Musgrove trade is that they got a lot of upside guys, which is fine and dandy, but this trade for Jameson Taillon today, this is the kind of trade that I was sort of expecting for a Joe Musgrove. According to Baseball Trade Values, the Pirates got the better end of this deal. They got 4 pretty solid prospects here. They got a value of 21.80. Yankees get 16.30. So, you're getting a Scherzer, a Smith, an Escato, and a Contreras. If you go look at the Yankees prospects, I believe they're probably still here. I don't think they would have updated this by now. Okay, so have they updated it? They might have updated this already. Yeah, it looks like they've already updated it. So if you go back to the Pirates. Yep, so they got Yuzuri. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But Yuzuri, he's actually pretty close. Good for the Pirates, getting a guy that's pretty close to Major League ready, only 22 years old. So he's already the number 14 prospect with them. I believe in the Yankee system, he was like 15 or 16. So Yuzuri, This is a guy, he's got pretty solid grades all around. I'm not sure why he's really considered a 45, because when he's got a 50 fastball, 50 curve, 55 changeup and cutter, and 55 control, that's pretty good. So if you go take a look, this is a guy where, the velocity sits 92 to 95. But this is a guy that's had a lot of success in the minor leagues, a 2.14 ERA, got all the way to AA. Again, he's got a very good changeup, very good cutter, good control. This is a guy where you could see him, and he actually pitched for the Yankees this year. He pitched in 3 games. He only had a 1.29 ERA, so I didn't even realize he pitched this year. But if you go to the minors, looking at how he's done in the minors, take a look. 2019, if you go back to 2019, in 2 games at AA, a 0.82 ERA over 11 innings. If you go look at high A ball, 127 innings, 2.26 ERA. Not a lot of strikeouts, but, you could always get better at that over time. This is a solid guy they got back in return. I like this. I like this a lot for him. He has pitched in the majors now, and he's had success. He's had success in the minor leagues. Compared to a Hudson Head for a Joe Musgrove, sure, he could turn into something down the road, but at this point, Hudson Head is a bag of magic beans. So, but with a guy like this is a pretty good guy. So the other guy they got, so the next one, Smith. So where is Smith at? It was Cannon Smith. Did I pronounce that right? But so far with him, this is a guy, 50 power, 55 hit, not very fast, decent arm, decent fielding. So as you can see here, Smith has the bat speed, strength, and plate discipline to become a solid hitter in terms of both average and power. He did a better job in 2019 of driving the ball in the air and to all fields, and more pop will come if he adds more loft to his left-handed stroke. He's patient rather than passive, piling up walks while showing a willingness to turn his swing loose if he gets a pitch that he likes. I like hearing that. He was a quarterback in high school. He's got a stocky build. He's got athleticism. Hey, I like this. Sounds like a pretty decent prospect to me. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's go to Escado. Actually, let's go to Contreras next. Where's Contreras on here? Roansy Contreras. So he was with the Yankees. He's looking like he's pretty close too. 55 fastball, so he's got a little velocity there. 50 curve, 55 changeup. That's good. 50 control. Again, he's 45 because I don't know why. I guess because he's still kind of young, but he can touch 97 with his fastball. It gets hit more than it should because it lacks plane and often gets a little too straight. His best secondary offering is a mid-80s changeup with heavy sink. I always like those heavy sinking changeups. He'll also show some curveballs with good shape. He's advanced for his age. You always like reading that with a scouting report. So if you take a look at the stats with him, he's been pretty good. 2018. 63 innings, 2.42 ERA. 2019, 3.33 ERA, 132 innings. Hey, you know what? Hey, solid guy. And taking a look at the last prospect that the Yankees or that the Pirates are getting, Escado. Where is Escado? Are you on the top 30 here? Escado, where are you at? All right, so it looks like he's not on here, so I'm not really sure where he's at. But I really like what the Pirates are doing. I really, really like what the Pirates are doing. Look at this farm system. They got some. Look out for the Pirates. Give the Pirates 3 to 5 years. They're going to look pretty good. You got Nick Gonzalez. You got Brian Hayes, O'Neal Cruz. That guy could turn. He's 6'7", probably going to end up being a corner outfielder. He's kind of like an Aaron Judge. This is a guy, man. O'Neal Cruz. Look at the power. Oh my God. If you're a Pirates fan, you got to be excited about this farm system. You got Carmen Mazinski, a good college arm. Come on. Like I said, Hudson Head. No disrespect towards Hudson Head. I just think the guy was pretty far away, and I feel like the Pirates could have gotten maybe something a little more closer to Major League ready for Joe Musgrove. But if Hudson Head, this is a guy, he's got a lot of potential. He's got all-around tools all across the board. He's only 19 years old. And he did pretty well, and he hit really well in high school, hit over 600 in his senior year of high school, and then had almost a 400 on base over 32 games in rookie ball. That's pretty good for a young player. They got Eddie Yeen. This guy can throw a lot. I'm telling you, Ben Cherington, he did this with the Red Sox. Ben Cherington was with the Red Sox while they were adding a lot of these young guys like Xander Bogaerts, Rafael Devers. I mean, good grief. These are like Jackie Bradley Jr. as well. These are guys where if you're a Pirates fan, I think you got to be excited here. I like the pieces that they got here. They drafted a Jared Jones. He's a two-way player, very athletic. I mean, come on. I mean, there's a lot to like here. I like what they did. They're adding depth to their farm system. Very good job for the Pirates. Really like what the Pirates have done this offseason. That's what I said coming into this offseason with the Pirates. You got nothing that you're competing for. Why are you hanging on to a Josh Bell? Why are you hanging on to a Joe Musgrove, a Jameson Taillon? You still got Adam Frazier there. You might as well trade him too. You might as well get something. You got to prepare for the future. I think if you're a Pirates fan, you should be very excited for the Pirates' future. I really think that. Nick Gonzalez, this guy's going to be a hitting machine for the Pirates. Look out for the Pirates. 5 years. I really think give the Pirates 5 years. I think this team could be really good. But as for the Yankees, getting back to the Yankees here, this is what you got to work with here in 2021. So now let's get to the main piece. Jameson Taillon, the prospects are nice, but you are getting something that is very well proven in a Jameson Taillon. Taking a look at what they have here. As of right now, the best way to describe the Yankees, you got Garrett Cole, and you got a bunch of potential after that. Severino, you should be getting back probably June, July. Kluber, he should be good to go for the start of the year. Could you get back to the Klubot of old? Could you get back to that? I mean, he's basically had, 2 years off now? So, I don't know. Corey Kluber, I mean, I think he could be pretty good. Montgomery, I'm kind of wondering if Montgomery is going to be more of a swing man. This guy couldn't ever get to the 5th inning last year. He only averaged 4.5 innings per start last year. Clark Schmidt, is he going to make an impact of some sort? Davy Garcia made a bit of an impact with the Yankees last year after getting called up. What is he going to do? Michael King, that could be another guy, like another swing man kind of a guy. Herman as well. Herman, he hasn't pitched in over a year. I think Herman's a kind of a guy where you could either have him at the back end of the rotation or come out of the bullpen as well as a swing man as well. Long relief, something like that. Chacin, what is he going to do? Probably more of a bullpen guy. And then Taillon, obviously the newest guy. I think if you're the Yankees, if you can have Cole, Kluber, Taillon, Severino, and then like Garcia, but I think the Yankees, they have a lot of potential with this rotation. I don't think Tanaka's going to go. I don't know. Could Tanaka come back? I don't know. I think the Yankees, they could be moving on now. If you bring Tanaka back, I think this starting pitching, because the one problem that I had with the Yankees here was, while I do like the Taillon trade, I think there's some good upside there. I do like the Corey Kluber move for them. I think that's a good fit for both sides. Severino, what are you going to get out of him? I would imagine he's had a lot of time off now. I think Severino, again, you're going to have to kind of ease him back in. Garcia, I think you can let him loose now a little bit. Schmidt, I think it's time to start getting Schmidt on that mound. Montgomery, I think Montgomery, again, he's going to be more of a back end kind of a guy, swing man kind of a guy. Same thing for Herman and Chacin. I think if you're the Yankees, if you got Cole, a healthy Taillon, a healthy Kluber, a healthy Severino, Schmidt and Garcia in the back end, Montgomery, Herman, I think the Yankees got something here. But there's a lot of ifs, and that's the only problem. That's why I was kind of thinking, I think with someone like a Kyle Hendricks, that could have made a lot of sense, where this is a guy that's been proven to be consistent, averages about 6 innings per start. Going back to the last few years, Kyle Hendricks is like a really solid guy. I'm guessing the Yankees probably called. I would imagine they called the Cubs, but they probably just didn't like the price. I think they saw where with Taillon, they probably thought, all right, well, we can get Taillon for, a few mid-range prospects, and we can get that done. There's a lot of potential with this Yankees rotation. Yes, Rod Barrera, there are a lot of ifs. But it's better than nothing. I'd rather have a whole bunch of ifs and, what ifs than nothing. And the Yankees, they got a lot of potential for depth. And I think the Yankees, what you got to like what they're doing here is they're adding depth. And they got a lot of arms now. They got a lot of guys that you can throw at, in a playoff series now. They really lacked depth. They had Happ. They had Tanaka last year. I mean, they had Garcia, but again, Garcia, rookie guy. I think Garcia, he should have been given that, more than one inning in that game 2 start. But Schmidt, he can provide something. Look out for I really think the Yankees, I like this. I like what they have. Again, it is what ifs. It is Ernie. How you doing, my friend? How you doing? There's a lot of what ifs here with the Yankees, but I really think if these guys can just stay healthy, they can stay healthy. I like it. I like it. I like what the Yankees got going. I think this is the Yankees' best chance at a World Series this year. It is wide open. I think the Yankees in the American League, they should be able to get out of that American League. If they can all just stay healthy, stay away from that injury bug. I think they have a really good chance this year. They're going to have to add another guy for that bullpen, and that's where I'm kind of wondering if they're going to bring – I don't think they're going to bring Tanaka back. I think they're going to try and use that money for maybe like a bullpen guy, get another bat. I think the Yankees, they still have a couple of moves to make. If you go look at the depth chart right now, I think they need to add a guy in this bullpen. They haven't addressed this bullpen the entire offseason. I think they really could use a guy to go along at the back end, someone. Chapman, I don't know what it is with Chapman, but he just can't really seem to lock it down at the end of games in the playoffs. I don't know what it is. It's like a weird trend. Catcher, I can moan and groan about Gary Sanchez all I want, but that's what it is. I think if those two, Gary Sanchez, I'm not even really concerned about Gary Sanchez's offense. I'm more concerned about his defense. That's where I'm at with him. The offense, the guy can hit tater tots to the moon. I'm not concerned about the offense. It's the defense with him that I don't like. Luke Voit, can he stay healthy? Can Mike Ford contribute something? Mike Ford had a pretty down year. You got Tyler Wade out there. Tyler Wade, hey, it seems like a decent guy that can kind of move around a little bit. Didn't really do too much in 2020, but I think he did pretty good in 2019. He did all right on base, and not a great OPS, but whatever. You can do something with him. Think you could maybe do a little better than Tyler Wade. Gleyber Torres, is that fielding going to get better? Gio Urshela, I think he's going to be solid as usual. Clint Frazier, he had a really good year this past year. I think he should be able to keep it going. Can Mike Tauchman do something? Can he keep so again, this past year, I think it was health this year with him. Didn't really do too much. Only hit 242. Only had the 648 OPS. They did bring in Greg Allen. I think that's a guy that could be pretty decent. Aaron Hicks, can he stay healthy? Aaron Judge, I think this is an MVP candidate. Again, it's the health with him. He just can't seem to stay on the field. Stan, can he stay on the field? Mike Ford, I think if they can get a good year out of a Mike Ford, that would be huge. I just think the Yankees, they have some depth now with starting pitching, but I think the Yankees, they need to do something. I think they need add another bat to the bench. I like that they added a switch hitter in Greg Allen. Only 27 years old. Didn't really have a good year in 2020. If you go back to 2018, he did pretty good with Cleveland. Hit 257. The on base is not great, though. I don't know. Greg Allen's not nothing really jumps off at you with a Greg Allen. But, whatever. It's more depth. Another guy that can fill in. The Yankees seem to do pretty good with position players. So, I don't know. Maybe they can get something out of him. But I think you're going to have to get some good years out of Tyler Wade. You're going to have to get Mike Ford back on track. Mike Tauchman, can you get back on track? Miguel Andujar, what's going on with Miguel Andujar? Can he do something? Can you maybe do Miguel Andujar in a trade for a bullpen guy? A Colin Moran trade to the Yankees. That could maybe be good too. So I don't know. I think the Yankees, I don't think they're done. I don't think the Yankees are done. Look, I would imagine there's going to be another bullpen arm. There's going to be something position player wise. I don't know. What do you do with an Ottavino? I think they keep Ottavino. I don't think they're going to get rid of him. I would imagine because you got that contract. I don't think teams are going to really want to take on that money with him. But I think if you can get Adam Ottavino, they tried to make him into a ground ball pitcher this past year, and that did not work. He's a fly ball pitcher kind of a guy. I think they need to just get him back to what he's good at, and I think you'll end up getting a pretty good season out of Ottavino. He still has one of the better sliders in the game. So I like this move for the Yankees. Tell me what you think down below in the chat. Do you think this is a good move? Jameson Taillon going to the Yankees. Give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down. Tell me what you think in the chat. Alrighty, CFMC with the thumbs up. Philip Studer with the thumbs up. Alrighty. Okay, getting my next story ready for you guys while you're giving me the thumbs ups and the thumbs downs. The Yankees are putting a Band-Aid on a cut that needs stitches. I agree. I think there needs to be some more pieces added to this team. It might have to be Band-Aids for now, but the Yankees got that good farm system. I like that farm system. You should be seeing some guys coming up soon. Josh likes the Jameson Taillon move. Oh, sorry. My neighbor might get mad. I got to be quiet. Okay. All righty. So I'm seeing a bit of a mix. I'm seeing some thumbs ups. I'm seeing some thumbs downs. Orioles thinks it was an overpay. I mean, and on baseball trade values, it was an overpay. I don't know. But I think overall, if he can just stay healthy, I think it can be a pretty good move. All righty. Marco, mute the game. It's over. Oh, is that game over now? Is that pretty much done? I saw it was 24-15. Okay, yeah, that's looking pretty much done. 31-15. Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to win. Before the season started, I think the Chiefs, they finally figured out how to win the Super Bowl last year. I thought coming into this year, all right, that's like a well-oiled machine. You got Mahomes coming off a disgusting season last year, did really good in the playoffs. That to me, it just seemed to make a lot of sense that the Chiefs, they're just still really good, you know? I don't think they're going to slow down. I think they're going to beat the Bucs in the Super Bowl. But, alrighty, here we go. Yes, David Knight, the Yankees are actually developing players for a change. And I think with Cashman, you know, for how long now, the Yankees, you know, they had George Steinbrenner. You know, it's been a while since the George Steinbrenner times, but the Yankees, you know, you think with the Yankees, they got a ton of money. They went and got Garrett Cole last offseason for a ton of money. I think Yankee fans are like, come on, let's make some moves similar to the Red Sox. You know, us Red Sox fans are getting frustrated too. So I think the Yankees, you know, they are trying to make an effort of developing guys, and they're trying to not have to spend so much money. They don't want to go over that luxury tax. So I can respect that. But moving on to our next story, we did mention Kyle Hendricks as a guy that maybe could have gone to the Yankees. Probably not going to happen now that they got Jameson Taillon, but could Kyle Hendricks go somewhere else with his teammate, Kris Bryant? Could they be heading to Toronto? There was something out there in the last day or two where these two could maybe be on the move, and I think if this has legs to it, I think this could be an awesome move for the Blue Jays. This would be a huge move for Toronto if they could get this done. These are two things that they need, and you can get it in one place, and that's in Chicago. They need another corner infielder. They need a starting pitcher badly. Yes, they got George Springer, but that's not winning you a World Series. That might not even, to be honest with you, I mean, I don't even think George Springer alone even gets you in the playoffs. I think they need pitching. They have no depth. I think Kyle Hendricks is a guy where if you can bring him in, I think this is a move that you got to make if you are the Blue Jays. So let me come back to you here. All right, so let's share the story here. Actually, no, I want to share the screen. Here we go. So according to Cubs Insider, Cubs have reportedly discussed blockbuster Kris Bryant, Kyle Hendricks deal with the Blue Jays. So there was a tweet over this weekend. Scott Mitchell, who is a Blue Jays beat writer, I think, with TSN Sports. He's a Major League Baseball and Blue Jays analyst for TSN Sports. So he did get this question over the weekend. Any truth regarding the Jays and Cubs discussing a Bryant and Hendricks deal? All he wrote back was, yes. I think this is something that really could get done. Let's actually go to baseball trade values. Let's go see if we can. I actually put together a couple of trades today. So I really think if you take a look here, hold on one second. All right, so I want top prospects because you know those Cubbies, they're going to be looking for some prospects here. So a couple of the trades that I made, I think this could be something here where, again, just a package of prospects. These are more like mid-level kind of prospects. You got a Gabriel Moreno. He's a pretty decent prospect with the Blue Jays. That would be the highest guy. He would be the number 8 prospect. I don't think that sounds very out of the question. I mean, the Cubs could use. Well, actually, let me say, don't the Cubs already have a prospect, don't they? Oh, they have Miguel Amaya. Oh, so maybe that one won't work. Okay, so maybe let me redo this trade, actually. But either way, something like this, like a package of guys, something like this. So if we go back to the trade simulator, so earlier, Easton Thompson, I'm ready for you, my friend. I remember your super chat. So put it in the chat for me, and I can plug it in for you. Here we go. So Cubs, Blue Jays. I'll put one in, and when I see yours, Easton, I'll plug it in. Here we go. So Cubs. Alrighty, Hendricks and Bryant. Crazy seeing Bryant have a 2.8 value. Jesus, how far have you fallen, Kris Bryant? Here we go. So Blue Jays getting those two. So when I'm looking at the Blue Jays, so let's not put Moreno in there. I forgot they have Miguel Amaya. I just did a how to fix the Cubs video. What am I doing? My potato brain strikes again. Here we go. Toronto Blue Jays. Where are you at? So I don't know. Do the Blue Jays want to part with these top 5? I don't think so. They're not going to part with an Austin Martin. That was a birthday gift and a half. That guy was expected to go in the top 3. There were talks a while back that Austin Martin would be the number 1 pick in this draft this past year, and then Spencer Torkelson came out of nowhere. So, but everyone thought, well, Austin Martin, if he doesn't go number 1, he'll go number 2. And then the Orioles, they wanted to save money on that draft pick, so they picked Heston Kjerstad, and then Austin Martin kept falling and falling. The Royals wanted Asa Lacy, so Martin ended up falling to the Blue Jays. What a gift that was. So, could you maybe part with an Aurelvis Martinez? I think Martinez, a shortstop prospect. He's got a lot of upside. 2023 is when he's expected to be ready. This is an international signing. Where did he come from? From Dominican Republic. So he's got good tools all over the place. I mean, I don't know if but you got Bo Bichette. Well, I don't know. Maybe by that time, Aurelvis Martinez could be ready. Would they want to part with an Aurelvis Martinez? I don't know. But whatever. Let's put him in there. Aurelvis Martinez. Here we go. Whoops. The iPad just died out on me. I forgot to plug in the iPad. Here we go. Okay. So, as we can see here, alrighty, Martinez, where are you at? So, Martinez has a pretty good amount of value, 22.2, whatever. We can just plug him in. We got a lot of value here to make up still. We got about 18 more points to make up. So, I think you can just start kind of plugging in some guys. Maybe you can put in a Miguel Geraldo and an Adam. I mean, I don't know. That's a lot of guys in the top 10. So, maybe we can even go a little lower. Maybe you can go to, I don't know. I think Kloffenstein would be a decent piece to put in. Is it Kloffenstein, whatever. Here we go, 4.5. So that gives you around 14 more points to play with. I think you can start just plugging guys in. So you got, that would be 2 guys in the top 10. I don't know if the Blue Jays would do that. That's what I don't know. Would they do that? I don't know. But whatever. We can just start plugging in some guys. I mean, if you did Miguel Geraldo, that just seems like a lot. Like, that just doesn't seem to be what's been happening this offseason, especially when it comes to trades. So, I don't know, whatever. And let's just plug Geraldo in. He's got an 8.5 value. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe something like that. That's already your number 8, 9, and 10 prospects. Do the Blue Jays want to do that? I don't know. That's a lot of prospects in the top 10. So, I don't know. Maybe we can take out like a Geraldo, and we can just start plugging in all these other, all these lower guys here. Hold on, let me get my iPad. The iPad died out on me, so let me get this back on. There we go. All right, as soon as that's working. Okay, here we go. All right, moving on. So the top prospects. Okay, what do I have so far? We got Kloffenstein. We got Martinez in there. So taking a look, I don't know, maybe like someone like a Desan Brown, number 16 prospect. 2.4. I don't know. I'm looking for high upside. Maybe an Estevan Machado. He's got high upside too. He's very far away. Machado, where are you at? Machado's right here. No, I think getting pretty close here. These are, you get a couple of top 10 guys. You get Kloffenstein, number 10. Martinez is, what was he again? Number 8. Number 7. Maybe, all right, so how many points we got to work with here? So I got 9 more points. I don't know. Or maybe you can do like a major league ready guy, like an Anthony Kay. Someone like that, young guy that they got back in the Marcus Stroman trade. And maybe this gets it done. Something like that. I mean, you're within 3 points right there. Trade accepted on baseball trade values. Something like that. You get a couple of top 10 guys. You get a couple of guys in the 20 to 11 range. And then you get a major league ready guy in Anthony Kay. I don't know, would the Blue Jays want to part with an Anthony Kay? I mean, they definitely need pitching depth. I don't know if Kay would be someone they would really want to part with. Maybe instead of Kay, maybe you could do, I don't know. Or could they give up maybe one of these outfielders? Maybe instead of doing all these, prospects, could you do a Lourdes Gurriel Jr.? I don't know. That's a very friendly contract. That's one of the more friendly contracts in the game. I don't know. So, do they get rid of a Teoscar Hernandez? I don't think so. I'm trying to think who are some guys on the depth chart that maybe they could part with. I don't know. Do they part with an Alejandro Kirk? Maybe a Rowdy Tellez? I don't know. Can Rowdy Tellez play third? I know he plays first and he DHs, but could he play third? Fielding? Or is he just strictly first base? I don't know. Let me go back to where's that trade from Easton? Where is that trade? Did you post it? Easton Thompson. Where is that trade? Here it is. Bryant and Hendricks. Hey, Groshans. I mean, you could just go Groshans and then, that would just basically get it done at that point. You really could just do that. I mean, do they want to part with the Groshans? I mean, that's one of their top prospects. He is far away. And do the Cubs want to do that? I mean, on paper, yeah, that sounds great. I would love to get a Groshans, but it seems like with the Cubs, I think the Cubs are trying to load up on like depth. Because if you do a Groshans, that's a done deal right there. That's done. That's all it is. So, that's literally almost a dead even trade. Do they do that? I don't know. I feel like with the Cubs, I mean, especially how they did the Yu Darvish trade, I mean, they got a lot of depth there. Could they maybe just go for like they just go for one of their top prospects? So yeah, Easton, I think if you do Groshans, you can't really add a lot there unless maybe you include a Grichuk. Could they do that? And then maybe they can add in another prospect. Maybe a Geraldo. Something like that. I don't know. I mean, I think maybe that could get something done. You're basically swapping out Bryant for Grichuk. I mean, they could use a left fielder. Grichuk is probably more of a left fielder. He's not a very good center fielder. You could put Grichuk out there. I mean, and then you get a couple of prospects with it. So let me actually plug in these guys. So the guys that you're putting here, Van Eyck, let me put yours in. All right, so here we go. Van Eyck, where are you at? Oh, wait, these are Cubs. All right, Van Eyck. So that's a 3.3. Let me see what else you got there. McGuire. Okay, McGuire. 1.3. So I see where you're going with here. You're going with like, these kind of lower value guys, but maybe more upside. Reed Foley. Or is that going to be Reed Foley? Where is he at? I'm not seeing him here. Oh, it's okay. I was about to say, like, what? I thought that was his whole name. And then Kloffenstein. I mean, if you do this, then you're pretty like. Oh wait, let me take out Geraldo. Sorry. No. And then Geraldo, take him out. And then, I mean, this is, I think, a bit of an overpay. That's a bit of an overpay for the Blue Jays. I mean, you're getting some talent. If you include a Grichuk, it would make it dead even, or about dead even. You're a couple points off. So, I don't know. I mean, I think that seems like a lot. I mean, but could that get it done? Could that get it done? I don't know. But I think these two teams, the Blue Jays have pieces to get stuff done. They have stuff to get it done. I mean, if they could do multiple trades. There are trades out there. I know they've been busy in the free agent market, but I think they've been busy in the trade market too, because they have pieces that they can get rid of. Do they get rid of a Groshans? I don't know about that one. I really don't know. Colin Salts, thank you. I mean, I think with the Cubs, the question is, could they go for, would the Blue Jays give up a Groshans? That's the only thing, because Groshans is going to be more of a third baseman. So, I don't know. I mean, because Bryant, would he re-sign with the Blue Jays? I don't know. I mean, how is he even going to end up doing? I don't know. Going to be really interesting. Would they part with the Groshans? It's going to be interesting to see what ends up happening with this. So let me know in the chat, everyone. Let me know what you all think. Do you think the Cubs and the Blue Jays are going to meet up on a trade for Kyle Hendricks and Kris Bryant? Give me your prediction in the chat. Are you going to give it a thumbs up? Do you think it's going to happen? Or give me a thumbs down. Tell me what you think in the chat. Thank you. Or where are you at? Easton, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Really appreciate that. Thank you again. Everyone, I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. 235 people in the chat right now. You guys are absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Alrighty. So I'm seeing some thumbs downs. I'm seeing a thumbs up from Orioles. Seeing a thumbs down from Geeman. Yes, Tommy, we made it to 5K. We made it to 5K. Made it to 5K. All right, Pat Shanahan with the thumbs down. JT with the thumbs up. Hey, you guys are pretty split. I wonder if it'll happen. I think the Blue Jays, they're going to make some noise. I think they're going to make some noise this week. Is it going to be for a Hendricks and a Bryant? I don't know. So, going to have to wait and see. Alrighty, everyone. We have our last story of the night. Before I get to the last story, if you are in here, you have yet to subscribe. If you are looking for more baseball news and baseball content, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 6K by opening day, and we got a super chat. Nathan Hansen.
What's the Colton Wong market like with DJ gone?
Colton Wong, I think you're going to start seeing him heat up. Definitely in the next couple of weeks. I think Colton Wong, I think he'll be able to get a home. I think he's going to find a home pretty soon. I'm surprised he hasn't gone somewhere yet. I think a few teams were looking at what was going to happen with George Springer. I think you got to wait for some of these other top guys to come off the market, kind of see where the value of a Colton Wong is at. But Colton Wong, I still think the Red Sox could get him, even though the Red Sox got Kike Hernandez. I wouldn't count out the Red Sox getting a Colton Wong. I don't know. I don't see that happening. But Colton Wong, I think he could still go back to the Cardinals. He can go back on a restructured deal. Maybe He can go to the A's. I think the A's could use a second baseman now that they got La Stella out there on the free agent market. Could he go to the Yankees? No, probably not the Yankees. Not the Yankees. I take that back. I don't know why I said the Yankees. Colton Wong. I'm trying to think. What other teams could use a Colton Wong? Trying to think here. Colton Wong. Trying to look right now. Fielding stats from last year. Second base. Who could use an upgrade at second base? I mean, maybe the Brewers. Could you see the Brewers maybe? No, probably not the Brewers because they got Keston Hiura. I take that back. Maybe the Dodgers. I don't know. What are they going to do with Gavin Lux? Nationals, probably not. I think the A's could be a good fit. Not the Angels. I mean, maybe the Angels. Could maybe see the Angels. Could you imagine that double play duo of a Jose Iglesias and a Colton Wong? Oh, get out of here. Get out of town with that. That'd be awesome. I mean, you could see the Blue Jays. I mean, really, you could see the Blue Jays. You could. You could slide Kevin Biggio over to third, and Colton Wong's your second baseman. You could see that. Maybe the Phillies. Maybe the Phillies. I mean, are they going to stick with Scott Kingery? Could the Phillies get involved? I don't know. I have to wait and see here. Who's at second base with the Mets right now? Why am I going so blank right now on Mets? Who's the Mets second baseman right now? Oh, Jeff McNeil. That's right. Because Robinson Cano. He's gone. Yeah, Jeff McNeil. He's going to slide to a second. So not the Mets. So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised over a team like the Blue Jays. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go back to the Cardinals on like a cheaper deal. Maybe the Indians. You got Cesar Hernandez. I mean, I don't think Colton Wong's going to be that expensive. Could you see the Indians maybe go after a Colton Wong? There's a few teams out there. There's a market for a Colton Wong out there. So, alrighty, everyone. We're at 203 people. Let's get to our last story of the night. Not a big story tonight with these two players. Not really, two of the biggest free agents out of the market this year, but some really solid guys that could definitely improve a team. Jackie Bradley Jr., Rosario. Could the Giants be interested in bringing in one of them? I could definitely see the Giants maybe bringing in a Jackie Bradley Jr. He would be awesome out in that spacious outfield. That would be a great fit. All right, let me pull up the story right here. Here we go. All righty, sharing the screen. Okay, so Giants interested in Eddie Rosario and Jackie Bradley Jr. The Giants are looking to add outfield help, and Susan Slusser of the San Francisco Chronicle reports that Eddie Rosario and Jackie Bradley Jr. are two of the names under consideration. Both players are also left-handed hitters, which ticks off another box on the Giants' wish list. So, if we go take a look at the Giants, if you take a look at what they're touting right now on the roster, I mean, that's going to be an uphill battle to climb with the Dodgers and the Padres. Giants are basically doing what they can to stick around. Maybe they could be a wild card team. But right now, if you take a look at guys in their lineup, you got Brandon Belt. He's a lefty. I mean, Brandon Crawford's a lefty. Yastrzemski's a lefty. But that's pretty much it. They could use another lefty bat to kind of balance it out a little bit more. And right now, if you take a look, Mauricio Dubon, he's right now their center fielder, but he came up as an infielder, but they've been having him play more outfield lately. So if you take a look, he did play some second base and shortstop this past year. So if you take a look here, 2019, he was more of a shortstop that year, played some second base as well. Oh, we got a super chat going on. We got a super chat.
Red Sox overpay for Richards. And Mets CFJBJ.
Yeah, Nathan Hansen. Personally, I don't think they overpaid for a Richards. I think that was kind of what he was going to be getting. This past year, I believe he was at 2 years. He had a 2-year, $16 million contract. I might be a little off on that. Can't fully remember. But He got a couple $1 million extra per year. He did pretty good this past year. Garrett Richards, yes, I understand. He's had a hard time staying on the field. I get that. But he's basically had 2 years to really ease back after that Tommy John surgery. I think Garrett Richards, I know a lot of people will think it's biased what I'm saying, but I think Garrett Richards, man, I think you're going to see a pretty good year out of him. If he can stay on the field, I think you're going to see a pretty good year from a Garrett Richards. And Jackie Bradley Jr., I definitely think Jackie Bradley Jr. could absolutely go to the Mets. I really think. I predicted Jackie Bradley to go to the Mets. The Mets have been linked with him, especially now that Springer's off the market. Absolutely, I can see Jackie Bradley Jr. going to the Mets. So, again, do I think the Red Sox overpaid for a Garrett Richards? No, I don't think they overpaid. I think that's kind of right around where he was supposed to be at. Honestly, Garrett Richards, if you look at the advanced stats, besides the playing time, Garrett Richards is basically almost the same thing as a Jake Odorizzi when he's healthy. And you're getting him for a few $1 million cheaper. Oh, we got another super chat coming in. We got another super chat. Bodie Modlin with a 99-cent super chat. Really appreciate that, my friend. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. But if you go back to the Giants here, if you go back, Mauricio Dubon, right now he's their center fielder. Could he be more of like a utility guy in the chat? Could he be more of a utility guy? I think he could be a guy that kind of maybe moves around a little bit more. I think Jackie Bradley could fit in San Francisco. So, actually, he was drafted by the Red Sox, 26th round. So, former Red Sox right here. But, and Eddie Rosario, too. Eddie Rosario, if you take a look at the stats from him, let's actually look at the stats from Jackie Bradley last year, too. So, Jackie Bradley last year, he actually did pretty good. He was one of the more bright spots on the Red Sox. I think the Red Sox could still bring Jackie Bradley back. I mean, yes, they just brought in, Kike Hernandez. They just brought him in, but I mean, they still need, I think, a left-handed bat. They need a left-handed bat, and I think Kike Hernandez, you can't rely on him to be, one of your everyday center fielder. Kike Hernandez, he's going to be more of your second baseman. He can move around. He can play some center, some left. I don't know if he can play right. I don't know if he would play right at Fenway, but he could definitely play some left. But Jackie Bradley, I still think there is a path for Jackie Bradley to still play with Boston. I think the Red Sox definitely need a left-handed bat. I really think that.
You earned my subscription, dude. Keep it up.
Oh, Nathan Hansen again with the super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. $1.99. Hey, really appreciate you subscribing to the channel, my friend. Really appreciate that. Nathan, hopefully we can get to 6K by opening day. So, really appreciate you joining the team, my friend. Thank you so much. Did I just use a Giraffe Neck Mark quote right there? Is that what he says? He does that, hit that subscribe button and join the team. Oh, I just did a Giraffe Neck Mark, man. I just did a Giraffe Neck Mark. Oh, no. I am sorry, my friends. But, Nathan, thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate that. Thank you for the super chats. Really appreciate that, my friend. Here we go. But Jackie Bradley, definitely a fit. Oh, we got another super chat coming through. Got another super chat.
Rosenthal to Padres.
Andrew Lee, what's going on, my friend? I think it makes sense. Rosenthal, I mean, he did really good with the Padres. Padres need another arm for that bullpen. Kirby Yates, he's going to the Blue Jays. I think you got to bring Rosenthal back. You got to bring him back. So that bullpen's going to be Caleb. Why the Mark shade? I like to take a couple little pokes at Giraffe Neck Mark here and there. I love Giraffe Neck Mark. Giraffe Neck Mark, that guy has taken a lot of flack over the years. But you know what? The guy keeps chugging along, and I respect that. And I respect that with Giraffe Neck Mark. Ton of subscribers. I mean, obviously the guy puts in the work. I just don't like his predictions very much because he always picks the Mets. So I would like to see Giraffe Neck Mark maybe put some, a little more thought into the predictions. That's all I ask. You know he's going to be picking the Mets again this year. So, hey, that's what you get with Giraffe Neck Mark. So either way, that guy, he's got all those subscribers for a reason. So he does good work. But Jackie Bradley, definitely could see him on the Giants. Definitely could see him back with the Red Sox too. Could really like this. Eddie Rosario is an interesting one too. He's more of a left fielder. So if you take a look here, if you take a look here with the depth chart, who right now is the left fielder? So you got Dickerson. So Yastrzemski is more of the right fielder. So yeah, you could. I mean, I guess you could. But Alex Dickerson did pretty good last year, from what I remember. He did pretty good. So I don't know. I could see Jackie Bradley more than an Eddie Rosario, because you could have Dickerson in left, you could have Yastrzemski in right, and you can have Bradley in center. I don't see Rosario very much. Rosario's not really a center fielder. You're getting a lot of power with him, not a lot of on base. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't see Rosario very much. Jackie Bradley, I can see it. But I think Jackie Bradley, he could definitely go back to Boston too. But everyone, that's all I got for tonight. That's all the news for tonight. Again, the big news of the day, Jameson Taillon going to the Yankees. You got Brad Hand going to the Nationals. Everyone, I think, I really think you could start seeing some moves this week. I think this could be a hot week. You're starting to feel it. You're starting to feel that free agent market start to churn, starting to get those engines kicking into gear. This week could be a busy week. Could be a busy week this week. I'll stick around in the chat for a few minutes. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Orioles, what do you think of Eduardo Escobar to DC? Possible. I think the Diamondbacks, I think a lot of people are writing off the Diamondbacks. Don't count out the Diamondbacks. I think they could be pretty good. A few guys have a bounce back year. I think the Diamondbacks could be right there for a wild card. Okay. What is this? Connor. Okay. No, Connor, let's not do that, please. Let's not do that, please. Ben, hear the rumors of Bryant and Hendricks. No way. Ben, that would be way too much. I don't see that. Groshans, Manoah, Kay, and Kirk, that would be way too much. No way. Yeah, Oscar, I agree. I can agree with that. The engagement over, the logical kind of stuff. So I can agree with that to an extent. But I will challenge Giraffe Neck Mark. I really would like Giraffe Neck Mark to put some more thought into the predictions. I really would like to see, because I think he knows the game. He knows the game very well. But hey, it's his channel. He can do whatever he wants. So, BZ Baseball, please, no moderator talk. Please. Let's see. Yeah, Tommy Doyle, hot stove, finally clicking. You like to see it, my friend. You like to see it. Chris Archer to the Cubs. Maybe that happens. I think the Pirates are doing really good, Reese. How's the Pirates rebuild going? I think it's going really good. I like these pieces that they're adding, man. Ben Cherington, good guy to bring in. A lot of the times, these kind of guys, they're good, man. They can be more valuable than bringing in players. Ben Cherington, hey, he did really good for the Red Sox. I think Ben Cherington, he didn't get enough credit. 2021 NL East predictions. Orioles, I got nothing for you right now, my friend. I got nothing. Colt of Olay, don't know if I want Bryant on the Jays. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Bryant could end up having a pretty good year. I think Bryant could end up hitting maybe 20, 25 home runs, 70, 80 RBIs, maybe hit 260, 270. I think he could be pretty solid. Let's see. Yeah, Chris Archer. I don't know. Very interesting to see where Chris Archer goes. Robbie from Nick. Robbie, what do you think would be a better decision for the Mets? Extending Lindor or Conforto? Extending Lindor and Conforto, or going all in. Definitely Lindor and Conforto. What's going on, Matthew? How you doing? NL West predictions. I got nothing. Right now, my mind is not on division predictions right now. I'm just paying attention to these free agents, looking at trades. Patrick, how do you think Tyler O'Neill will do? I think Tyler O'Neill, I think he could be pretty good. I was kind of wondering if maybe he could be like involved in some kind of a trade with the Red Sox of some sort, like a Benintendi for a Tyler O'Neill. I don't know. But it looks like Benintendi, he's going to end up sticking around. So, Chris Archer, maybe go back to the Rays. Why not? They could use some more depth. Phantom, ain't JBJ going to the Mets? Definitely possible. Definitely possible. Definitely possible. All right, everyone. That's all I got. I got to start getting ready for my bedtime. It's about time to start snuggling in with my pillow because I got to wake up and I got to teach those kids in the morning. So I got to go to work extra early now because I got morning tutoring to work on. So, all right, everyone. I want to thank you for coming out tonight. Once again, a fantastic crowd. Awesome show tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everyone, for the super chats tonight. Really appreciate the support to the channel. Before I get out of here, if you have yet to already, hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 6K. If you can hit that like button for me before I get out of here, that would be awesome so we can get some people to see it tomorrow if they weren't able to get here tonight. And go follow me on Twitter as well, talking baseball throughout the day. So, everyone, that's all I have for tonight. Thank you so much for coming out tonight, and I'll talk to you next time.